We can start. So I would like to call the meeting to order at 4 o'clock on January 11th. And let's see, may I get a motion to approve the agenda as is? Or if someone has something to add into it, this is the moment to do it.
Motion to approve as is.
Okay. A second.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, let's see. We need a motion to approve the minutes of December 14th. So may I get a motion for that?
So moved.
And second,
Second.
and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, new business. Wow, this sort of puts you up first to talk about the blowers down at for the aeration system there. So if you want to
Yeah, sure.
that'd be great.
Our blower system provides aeration for the tanks outside, keeps the liquid mixed, plus provides air for the bacteria. And the blowers haven't been serviced by a factory trained outfit since before I started here. I believe I'm going on my 11th year here. Regular maintenance as far as, greasing the motors, changing the filters, adjusting the couplings, the routine stuff has been done. But there's special bearings in there that they have and whatnot that we aren't able to service as far as, because they use lasers for alignment and all of that stuff. And anyways, one of them's getting loud, and there's nothing that I can do about that except for having somebody professional, from the company come in. They'll inspect the bearings, evaluate the shafts, seals, evaluate the bearing housings, reservoirs, retainers, the hardware, the laser check of coupling, shaft alignment. They correct the alignment if needed. They evaluate the motors as far as amperage and efficiency, the blowers for operational check for vibration, temperature readings, inspect the valves and controls, and provide recommendations. They do provide the bearings with this service, I believe. So those would be changed.
Who's been doing the work so far? I mean, like when you have like small problems, is it the same company that comes in and does it? Or is it somebody else?
Nobody's ever came in. If we've had a motor problem, we've taken the motor out. If a coupling's blown, we've changed the couplings.
Okay.
As far in the filters, and we grease the motors and stuff like that. But as far as anybody that's, factory trained, so to speak, nobody's touched those blowers since I've been here.
Okay.
And I believe that quote was what, 1,770? Yeah, 1,775.
So if they came in, if we did the service contract with them, this annual contract, they would do all the work that you sort of putz around doing during the course of the year when something sort of goes wrong.
Well, what happens is as I rotate the blowers, we have two of them,
Right.
A month on, month off. And when we shut one down for the month, we pull off the guard, make sure there's no play in the couplings. If the coupling looks like, because there's a rubber, like star pointed coupling, and we make sure that it's still clamped tightly. If there's any play in the rubber, we just change it out rather than have a failure. So they would look at stuff like that also, but they'll separate the motor and the blower and check for run out on the shaft, see if there's any bearing play. They will check with lasers the alignment of the motor against the shaft of the blower, so they can tell if that's putting any undue wear on the blower itself. They'll check the bearings in the motors to see if there's any play that happens during, when the start torque, when the motor turns on, see if any of that is causing any undue pressure on the bearings of the blowers.
Well,
So
it
considerable more things get done by an outside firm coming in.
Well, it seems to make sense to me. I mean, to lose, you can't lose that piece of equipment for sure, and it's far more
No.
expensive to replace the equipment than to spend $1,700 a year to make
Right.
sure it's maintained. They would
Sure.
come out how often? Once a year to do it? Or-
Honestly, I don't know. I didn't ask the gentleman when I had him on the phone how often they recommended that service.
Okay,
But I don't think it would be more than once a year.
yeah, no, I'm just curious.
I was just more concerned, getting information on having somebody get here to take a look at them, how far of a lead time they needed. They were a couple weeks out in scheduling, and what the cost was going to be. So I honestly didn't ask them, how often they recommended the service.
I think we should do that.
Yeah. Alyssa, you're muted again.
Sorry,
Still-
it bounced me off. That's what happened.
There you go.
Okay. All right, so I would say that my recommendation would be to sign up for this annual contract. It seems like a no-brainer to make sure we can maintain the equipment properly.
It's been 11 years since we've had this kind of thing done.
Honestly, it could be even be longer, because I looked around in the filing cabinet and stuff, tried to figure out when the last time any company was out here,
Right.
and
And you say that it's screeching a little bit, like, sounds like one of the bearings is
yeah,
going.
it's starting to get a hum to one of the bearings.
Right. Well, it suggests that the bearing's going, yeah.
Yes, so I switched to the other blower, because I don't need a catastrophic breakage of
Yeah,
of the equipment. And I knew it was about a week out from this meeting, so rather than ask somebody, somehow to get a special meeting going, I just went to the other blower.
Okay.
Do we have any idea how old this equipment is?
I don't know. I think those are the original blowers from.
No, we redid those blowers. I gotta think. I wish Bart
Yeah,
were online because Bart would remember. But
I talked to Bart.
didn't we replace those blowers probably? It seems like when I came on the commission, didn't we put new blowers in at that point?
It's not since I've been here.
Really? Then what did we do? All right, the little room where they are, what did we replace in there?
We put some
replace
we put soft starters and contactors for the motors
All right, maybe, okay,
for motor protection.
okay.
Well, certainly it sounds like this is a service that has to be done without
Ricky, do you know
question.
how old those blowers might be? Do you have any idea?
I don't know.
Okay, I didn't know if Ricky might know.
I thought they'd been replaced when George Hudson was on the board and stuff, because I remember him talking about them all the time.
Okay,
Yeah, I thought the motors were just replaced, not the blowers themselves.
I mean, it was just the motors but I mean, if you just give the company a serial number, I'm sure they can tell you when.
Yeah, right.
all right, well, this seems like something we need to do, so may I get a motion to approve the contract service with Excelsior for an annual preventive maintenance program for $1,775.
So moved.
Alyssa?
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to word it as an annual contract, because it looks like it's just a estimate to come in and then draw up a proposal, so.
Oh, it's not,
They
I thought
might
it was,
come in with a different number for an annual contract after they look at the stuff.
They call it a preventative maintenance service.
will the rate change each year then?
I don't know.
Okay, well, then all right, just so to change it to, a preventative maintenance contract, at least for this year. And then I think we should look into see what they would charge it once it becomes an annual event for them. If they know they're gonna do it every year, then they might discount it a little bit more.
Is this
As
by any
a
chance,
full check.
is this the manufacturer of the equipment that's doing this?
Authorized service. It's,
Okay, right.
they're, Gardner Denver blowers and Excelsior blower systems in Pennsylvania. Is our nearest authorized service, I believe. I couldn't find anybody closer.
Okay.
And Bart knows about them too?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, all right. All right, so let's see, Ricky, why don't you make a motion since you know,
Just an alternate, aren't
oh, that's right, I forgot.
I?
All right, all right, so the motion would be to approve a preventative maintenance contract with Excelsior for the year 2022 at the cost of $1,775, and we will revisit it going forward to see if they might someday give us a discount if they know it's an annual event.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You all. Old business, I've heard, saw David Schreiber from Getaway. As usual, he's working on it. When the system blows up, you know, maybe he's gonna work on it a little harder, but that's where he's at. And I don't think anybody's heard anything new from 227 North Main Street. I think that's been on the quiet for a bit, so who knows what's going on up there, but I think we're not going to hear from them for quite some time because evidently the people who were opposed to it going through are in the process of suing somebody. So that is definitely going to slow down the process. So I don't think we have to worry about them for the immediate future. So Lyle, back to you on your
Hang on a second. Anything from Birch Hill?
from,
Birch Hill?
no, not a word. Not a word. I mean, I haven't reached out to them. I mean, to be honest with you, I totally forget they're even there. Vinny, have you heard anything about Birch Hill? Via High Watch? No.
No,
Yeah,
I
they're-
have not. I don't
yeah.
believe, I mean, I live right here. I haven't seen any action
No.
there in many years. So,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, I go to the dump on the Saturday and the weekends. I've never seen so much as a car there. So I don't think there's
Yeah.
much going on.
Yeah, no, I think they're gone for a while. So Lyle, your report.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. And since this is the first time I've seen most of you since the new year, Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We had 1.9 million gallons total come through the plant. That's a 63,000 gallon per day average. Of that total, 824,000 gallons came from Kent School. Our average BOD removal rate is 92%, and the total suspended solids removal rate is at 85%. Now, you have to bear with those figures. Those are pretty close to what they are. I don't have the last week of December's results back from the lab. I requested those results again today, and I was told that it was farmed out because they had a piece of equipment go down, and they're trying to get me the results. So I apologize. I don't have an ironclad number for you right now, but it shouldn't vary too much from those two figures. Average influent pH is 7.7. That came back up a little bit after school came back in session. The Kent School, I should say. Plant process continues to recover from the upset last month. New employee Peter Crockett is still working out well. Godwin pump we used for septage was repaired, and the repair was completed and returned. We still have one effluent bed drying, one is cleaned and ready, and two are currently in use. And I found a new vendor, Surpass Chemical, that delivers smaller quantities of the hydridated lime that we use sludge process, pressing process. Previously, we'd have to drive, I think it was about 2.5 hours each way to pick up a pallet of lime. Someplace up in Massachusetts. I don't remember the town offhand, because a pallet lasts us about a year, or 3/4 of a year. It depends on how much we're pressing. And that previous company wouldn't deliver unless we bought a trailer load. And we just don't have, you know,
Lifetime supply.
yeah, exactly. So this company will deliver one pallet, and it's 23 cents a pound. So it comes to $460 for the pallet of material plus $125 delivery fee. Like when the last time we went to get it, Jesse was here, as a matter of fact, and he used his truck to go up because our truck won't handle, we can't put that much weight in the bin. So we'd have to borrow a truck from Rick to go get one if he would let, you know, or pester him and send one of his guys, or, you know, but I think this is a better way to go.
I do too. Yeah.
I forwarded all the information to Barbara with a brief explanation on why I wanted to bring another vendor on. I know we don't like having a bunch of vendors for, you know, once in a while items, but I think this would be worthwhile. And that's what I have.
Great. I agree with you on that, though. Just, you know, because by the time you send somebody to go get it and they have to come back, and the wear and tear on someone's truck,
Sure.
it's probably less money all in. And this way it's delivered. You don't have to have the truck just get abused with all that weight in it.
Right. We no, they said that they would deliver it on a truck with the lift gate, so we shouldn't even need forks, I guess, to get it off. That's what the
Good.
representative said.
Great. Even better.
Yes.
Okay. Barbara, you're up.
Okay. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
We can.
Okay, so this is the actual versus budget report. So the budget is just for the time period that the actuals are, so that you're comparing real information. And we're actually on the income side up a little better than we had budgeted, so that's nice to always see. On the expense side, all the different categories are basically trending where they need to be. You can see the electricity is lagging a little bit behind what was budgeted, but that's based on usage. And I think last meeting, Lisa, you were going to.
It should trick through this month. I'm waiting to see what the new rates come in as, or the new bills come through as, and that new rate should be on there
Okay,
for starting for the January bills.
okay,
So, and that they'll come in at the end of the week, so I'll let you know.
okay. The insurance for medical insurance is a little bit lagging behind what was budgeted. I believe we had budgeted for both employees to be taking the insurance, and at this point, still only one is taking. And I believe that's the same with the pension cost, because we had an employee leave in the beginning of the year. But overall, we're doing quite well. Income net to expense, we're up $90,000. And that's transferring $15,000 over to the capital reserve.
Great.
So the next document I always show is the balance sheet, and it's this period versus a year ago right now. So our total checking and savings were actually up a little bit by about $15,000. And all the other categories really haven't changed much. The payments for the loans don't happen basically until the end of the fiscal year, so you won't see any change there. And then this net income actually reflects the amount of money that we transfer over to capital, because that's not really an expense to us. That's just moving it from one savings account to another. And then the last document I have is the disbursement journal for December. And everything was pretty much status quo. The only large expense that came through was for the Goodwin repair.
Mhm.
And it was interesting because they sent an invoice and then I had a quote. So I paid the invoice they sent and I paid off the quote, and then I got another invoice instead of the quote. And so I had to actually pay them a small balance of $1,000.
Okay.
They came in a little bit higher than their quote. And
I
one
think-
paycheck, I had to void it and reissue it because I didn't have the correct number of hours for Mr. Sewell. And that's all I have. I just need the board to approve this disbursement journal.
So moved.
Are you gonna, oh, you're good.
Move to approve.
Okay, second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you very
Mhm.
much. That's good. We're in good shape. That's good to see. That's always good to see. Debbie's not here for collections and Bart's not here.
Bart said he was gonna, I talked to him a couple hours ago, said he was gonna try to make it, but
Okay,
wasn't
I
too
know.
optimistic on it.
he is busier than all get out these days, that's for sure. Does anybody have anything they want to add in? It's nice to see the new board here. This is great. Thank you all.
Sure.
So Happy New Year and we'll see you next month.
All right.
Thanks
Sounds
for a
great.
short meeting. This is, I'm sure no one's complaining unless anybody has anything they want to add in.
No, thanks. Stay warm.
Thank you. Happy swimming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.